If you've ever felt that awful pressure and stuffiness from your sinuses, you know how miserable it can be. Well, you're in the right place. In this explainer, we're going to build a full toolkit of simple, effective home remedies that will help you breathe easier and get some real relief. Let's dive right in.
Yeah, that pretty much says it all, doesn't it? It's that horrible feeling, like your head is just stuck in a vice, and your nose has no idea what it's supposed to be doing. It can totally ruin your day. But understanding what's actually going on in there is the very first step to feeling better. So here's our game plan. First, we'll break down what that stuffy feeling really is. Then we'll get into the good stuff. Moisture, direct treatments like rinses, and even some hands-on massage you can do yourself. We'll wrap up with foods that can help and, this is important, when it's time to call a doctor. So what's really behind all that misery? Well, it basically boils down to a two-part problem. First, the tissues inside your nose and sinuses get all inflamed and swollen. Then, all this thick mucus gets trapped with nowhere to go, which creates that signature pressure we all know and definitely do not love. So, every single remedy we're about to talk about is designed to fight one or both of those problems. You can think of it like a two-pronged attack. We've got to calm down the swelling, and we've got to get that mucus thinned out so it can finally drain away. All right, let's start with the absolute foundation of sinus relief: humidity and hydration. It sounds almost too simple, but it is so important. Congestion's number one enemy is moisture, both in the air around you and inside your body. You know, you've actually got two great options here, and they're for slightly different jobs. A good warm steam session is amazing when you're actively trying to break up really thick, stubborn gunk. But a cool mist humidifier is fantastic for just keeping the air in your room moist over a long time, like when you're sleeping. Plus, it's for sure the safer bet if you've got kids around. And making your own little steam tent is super easy. Just please be careful with the hot water. When you lean over that bowl with a towel over your head, you're creating a personal little steam room that goes to work right on your nasal passages, helping loosen everything up. And hey, while you're adding all that moisture to the air, don't forget to put it in your body. Staying really well hydrated literally thins out mucus from the inside, which makes it way easier for your sinuses to drain. Warm stuff like tea or soup feels especially good too. Okay, let's level up to some more active methods. These next few are all about going in and directly targeting that painful blockage. Now, nasal rinsing, whether you use a Neti Pot or one of those squeeze bottles, it might look a little weird the first time, I get it, but it is so incredibly effective. You are literally flushing out mucus, allergens, and other gunk right out of your sinuses. Seriously, think of it like a power wash for your nose. Okay, listen up, because this is a non-negotiable safety rule. You can never use water straight from your tap for a nasal rinse. Ever. It can have tiny organisms in it that are totally fine to drink, but can cause really serious infections if they get up into your sinuses. So always use distilled, sterile, or water that you've boiled and then let cool down completely. This is a technique that not only works, but feels absolutely amazing. The warmth helps loosen that mucus and just soothes the pain, while that quick switch to cold helps bring down the inflammation. When you repeat that cycle, it actually creates a kind of pumping action that encourages your sinuses to drain. This is a really important warning. Those decongestant sprays you can buy at the store, they can feel like a miracle at first. But if you use them for more than about 3 days in a row, your nose can get dependent on them. And when you stop, the congestion can come roaring back even worse than before. It's a nasty cycle called rebound congestion. All right, now for something you can do anytime, anywhere with zero equipment. A little bit of gentle self-massage can actually manually stimulate your sinuses, help relieve that pressure, and get things moving. Let's walk through 3 really effective techniques. So for this first one, we're going after those big sinuses in your cheeks. Just find that spot on your cheekbones right next to your nostrils and apply a nice, steady, firm pressure upwards. Hold it for about a minute. You might even feel a little shift as the pressure releases. Next up, let's work on the sinuses in your forehead. This one is a lifesaver for those headaches that feel like they're right behind your eyes. Start right between your eyebrows and, with firm pressure, just sweep your fingers out along your brow line towards your temples. And finally, let's clear out the main runway. Just use a couple of fingers to sweep firmly down the sides of the bridge of your nose. This encourages everything to drain downwards and out. It feels really good to repeat this one a few times. So, we've covered moisture and physical remedies.
But believe it or not, what you eat can also make a difference. In this loss section, we'll check out some sinus-fighting foods and, most importantly, the warning signs that mean it's time to stop trying to fix it yourself and call a doctor. Yeah, you can think of food as another tool in your relief kit. The heat from spicy foods can act like a temporary decongestant. Ginger is an absolute powerhouse of anti-inflammatory goodness. Pineapple has an enzyme in it that can help thin out mucus. And of course, there's a reason we all turn to chicken soup. The steam, the hydration, the soothing ingredients. It just works. This is the million-dollar question, right? Because as fantastic as all these home remedies are for most common sinus issues, they are not a replacement for professional medical care when things get more serious. So these are the red flags you need to watch out for. If your symptoms are just dragging on for more than 10 days, if you spike a high fever, or, and this is a big one, if you start to feel better and then suddenly get way worse, that could be a sign of a bacterial infection that needs a doctor's help. Oh, and any changes to your vision, that's an immediate call to your doctor. So the biggest takeaway here is that you have a whole arsenal of tools at your disposal. You don't have to just suffer through it. By layering these different strategies, staying hydrated, using steam, doing those rinses, and adding in a little massage, you can create a personalized relief plan that really works for you. And there you have it, a complete guide to tackling that sinus pressure right at home. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this explainer helpful, please think about sharing it with a friend who might be struggling with the same thing. And hey, we'd love to hear from you. What's a topic you'd like to see us break down next? Drop your ideas in the comments below. We're always looking for our next great explainer.